tackling tonight in this talk show? Well, we do know that art can be a powerful tool for promoting social and economic change. And today we are having a conversation with Honorable Robert Chagulanyi, aka Bobi Wine. He is a musician, Ugandan Member of Parliament, representing Chadondo East constituency, and now a presidential candidate with the party National Unity Platform. He has always carried a message of social justice for all of us. And that's coming up next, right here on Radio Pacis, 94.5 FM in this particular talk show. Well, hello and welcome to all of you who are listening to Radio Pacis 94.5 FM, and welcome to the talk show hour here at the home and headquarters of Radio Pacis in Idiope Hills, Arua City. I am Noel Aikobwa, and joining us here in the studio for this particular discussion, I do have the one and only Ugandan Member of Parliament, artist and National Unity Platform presidential flag bearer and candidate for the upcoming general elections, Robert Sentamu Chagulanyi, also known as Bobi Wine. And Bobi Wine, I have to say sincerely that I am profoundly honored and exceedingly humbled to have the opportunity to host you here at Radio Pacis, and particularly 94.5 FM studios for the first time.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Noel. Good evening, listeners. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Noel, I only have one complaint to hold against you. You see, while you mention your beautiful name, Noel, you're not mentioning my new beautiful name. Allow me to introduce myself again, listeners. My name is Chagulanyi Sentamo Robert, also known as Bobi Wine and also known as Obini. That is my new name.
Okay.
So, all of you listening to me, my new name is Obini, and whenever I'm in West Nile or wherever you find me, don't shy away from calling me Obini. I salute you, friends in Arua, and I thank you for giving us such a massive welcome. In studio with me, I'm with the woman, the Arua City woman MP to be, Sheila Princess Obea. I'm also with my brother Aikobwa Isaac, who is going to be the next MP of Ivo East constituency. And of course, I'm with my brother who I'm always with here in Uganda and in the diaspora, and his name is Jadribo Victor. He's going to be the next MP of Terego constituency. I also salute my brother Haddad Salim, who we spent the whole day together in Arua here in his constituency, because as a young man, I believe that he would do wonders as a new Member of Parliament for Arua Central Division. I salute you, ladies and gentlemen, listening to us out there, the teams that we've been moving with, the noble Deputy President of People Power and the National Unity Platform, Mama Zedriga Lina Waru. That woman is a woman and a half.
All right, and speaking of Dr. Lina Zedriga, she is actually sitting in the studio 2, where we actually do have also a couple of guests who have accompanied Honorable Chagulanyi here. And Doctor, good evening. All right, we'll get back to Dr. Lina Zedriga on that, but later on she will also have something to say. Later in the program, we will give you, the audience, a chance to call in with your questions or comment. And the number to call will be 0793212162, or you will call the studio number 0393273232. But also you can send us an SMS on the number 0788956494. We'll be doing translations in the local language for you, and we will definitely be also speaking to you in the local language, that is Lubara, later on when we open the studio lines to speak to you and also hear from you. Let me go straight to you, Honorable Chagulanyi. For a very long time, we have known you to be a musician, and you have done wonderful songs that many people have appreciated. and you have performed here in Arua for several times. And this time around, we are seeing you as a presidential candidate. I must say that it has just been of recent that you have emerged on the political scene. Before, you were doing music, as I mentioned earlier on. What is that thing that drove you into politics?
Well, if you were in my shoes, you would say that politics didn't enter me, but politics was born in me. Impossible for me refuse. You understand? I did not get into politics. Politics got into me. Politics got into my work. Politics got into my life. I was an ordinary artist.
How?
And I was having my good time until I noticed that the price at which I buy sugar is determined by politics. Even whether I can sing or not, it was determined by politics. So I did not get into politics, you know. I just responded to nature. I many times don't like to call it politics because, man, with our generation, when you talk about politics, it's like you are changing the meaning. I would rather we call it life. I would rather we call it reality, you know. Why? Because by calling it politics, it continuously disconnects, especially the young people, from the way they are being governed. I only was speaking the truth all through my musical career, and nobody was looking at it until I started calling upon young people to get actively involved in the way they are being governed, in the decisions that are being made for them and on behalf of them by people that are not affected. So I just got up and said, yo, how about we go there where decisions are made and we represent ourselves? In Uganda, we call it kwebereram, but kwebereram means getting involved. So I wouldn't be quick to say I'm into politics, and I wouldn't be quick to say I'm a politician. But I would love to say that I got involved in the decisions that are being made for me and on behalf of me. And by saying this, I'm meaning these young ladies and gentlemen who are in my generation. For a very long time, we were disconnected from the way we were being governed, decisions being made, until we noticed we were growing. So yeah, one particular turning point where I saw that it was important for me to get involved was when I was attacked by a young man who was my age, but because he was working within the security system, he was offended because I was driving an expensive car and attacked me, slapped me, and told me not to show off because this country has owners. That is when I realized that indeed we had been turned into slaves, into objectives that are not into objects that are not supposed to live but to exist. And that is when I started. Of course, when I started, it was like awakening a mass, fraction of a population that had always wanted to get involved. And here we are. So I am here not as a politician. I am here as one of the many young people that want to get involved, that want to see things change, that have been waiting for people to change things for us. And those people are not coming only to realize that we are the ones to change things for ourselves. And that is how I ended up here.
On some occasions, I have seen you put on the Ugandan jersey, and I know that you watch football too, and you love it. And if you look at issues of football, when a coach is deciding to put a player on the pitch, the coach actually has been informed in the mind that this player actually knows what he is going to do on the pitch, either score goals or prevent goals from going into the goal. What is your knowledge on governance?
What is my knowledge on governance? My knowledge on governance is the fact that I want better. And I know better can be provided, especially when the right team is put together, a committed team. I am not here as a professional. I have not been a prefect before. I have not run for office before. But I know that this country is just as much as my country as it is Princess Sheila's country, as it is Jadribo's country, as it is everybody's country. So it is not a matter of who knows governance most. It is not a matter of who is most experienced. It is a question of we demanding for better. And if somebody cannot get better for us, we will say, step aside, because we have the power to put you aside and handpick people that can do this. You understand? So I'm not here to show off experience. There's so many young men and women that are very experienced. For example, the people that we work with have so much experience, but they have no way to get into the system. I don't know if I'm answering you right.
You are, and I believe the listeners are also listening to what you are saying. But if you look at the issues of governance, well, we cannot separate governance from issues of raising and creating awareness on what you need is one thing. But also we know that that aspect of governance is there. And what confidence can you create in Ugandans who are listening to this talk show, especially within this region, that you will actually, first of all, demand, once given the opportunity, make sure that that comes to fruition? How do you intend to run the country, for instance, if you become president?
Thank you very much. I want you to know that for a long time we have been made to believe that for somebody to make the right choices, that for somebody to make the lives of their people better, you must show off a certain kind of so-called credentials. Let me take you back in the 70s. The president that has served this country best, in my own view, the president that has been most committed to bettering the lives of his people was President Idi Amin. This is a president that did not even have a university degree. Okay? Uganda is not short of beautiful policies. Uganda is not short of beautiful ideas. But all these ideas have been studied, researched, and discussed, written, and shelved. Why? Because there is no political will. There is no commitment to better the lives of the people. Buju Banton, the Jamaican singer, said, "Who feels it knows it." I don't need any kind of experience to know that it is wrong for women to die when they are giving birth. It is not rocket science for people to know that actually it's a question of appropriating the right funds and following them up and being strict to see that they do what they are supposed to do. And that's exactly what we intend to do. It is simplistic, as simple as that. And, of course, getting the right people that have their mind and heart in the right place. Our biggest problem has been the elitist talk that we come on radio station and you must describe this for any leader to be entrusted with the betterment of the lives of the people. He has to talk very good Queen English, etc., etc. That is not what I bring. All I bring is a good heart and a mind that is in one place. And yes, in my own situation, I'm trying to be president of this country. Not that I'm going to be the doctor operating people. Not that I'm going to make all the policies to better our education system, but to say that, hey, we want an education system that is going to produce not job seekers, but job creators. We want an education system that is going to give us the best in our people. We want a healthcare system that will ensure that our children don't die. I don't have to be a doctor to do that. We want an economy that works for all people, not an economy that is going to produce statistics, but when you go down, the people's lives are not getting better. As simple as that. Now, for these ministers of finance, etc., it will be their duty to put all those statistics together, but those statistics must translate into betterment of the lives of the people, as simple as that.
Yes, Honorable Chagulani, if you, I think for me, you are a Catholic like me. And I read from the Bible that there was a time when God was giving manna to the people.
Yeah.
And the way you speak makes me think of those times when people would receive. You are saying it doesn't matter what the statistics are, what the literature says about issues of governance, administration, and so on. What matters is this must be done. But what miracle are you going to do to reach there without the basics?
My brother, I'm a Catholic like you. The only difference is that I don't believe in miracles. Okay? I believe in realities. And I'm not talking about manna. In any case, it is the current regime that is promising manna. For the first time, they said we are bringing Entandikwa for young people. Second, they say we are bringing Bonaba Gagawale, that's in Uganda, but in English say everybody gets rich. Now they're bringing Emyoga, etc., etc. That is not what our people want. What our people want is a system that is fair. Is a system when you work so hard, you earn. Okay? It is where the social fairness, as simple as that. We have very hard-working people. They don't want handouts. I'm not intending to give handouts, my brother. Let me make it simple. In our manifesto, we talk about raising the payment of our security forces, the police, the soldiers, and I'm saying I want to raise it to 1 million shillings each. It's not a miracle. Why? Because that money is there. Just this year alone, I sit in Parliament, and the classified budgets have come up to the tune of 4 trillion shillings. Where that money goes, I don't know. How it disappears, that is the miracle. How I am going to ensure that that money goes to our servicemen and women is not the miracle. Education. Let's go to education. I'm an artist, for example. I studied at university. I never got a job, but I ended up creating jobs. Why? Because of that little training that I got from education. Yeah. So in our education system, I'm not only focusing on academics. I want to give equal focus to the academics, the arts, and the athletics. And recently we added agriculture. Why? Because while our schools will be producing engineers, doctors, chemists, etc., we want them to produce qualified and learned and trained athletes. That's the only way we're going to get more Akibuas, more Inzikurus, etc., etc. If our education system gives equal importance to the arts, that is how you're going to produce more Bobi wines, more chameleons, and in a 2020-21 setting, you'll have more Michael Jacksons and Tupacs. That is not science. That's not a miracle. That works because I've seen it work. It has worked with me. So I'm not only speaking figuratively, I'm speaking realistically.
All right, Bobi, you sit in Parliament and you have participated in the budget appropriation, and we have also known that our budget for this, particularly this financial year, is over 45.5 trillion shillings. But also we have recently seen some supplementary budgets approved in Parliament. And you know that Uganda finances up to about 20% of its budget. The rest comes from the outside world. And you have also been participating in campaigns that have actually tried to send a message about issues of overtaxation. For instance, you have actually worked or even tried to show concern over issues of social media tax that was enacted previously. So these things are things that you have seen are actually oppressing Ugandans. And you are talking about increasing, probably, for instance, raising salaries of the police. And we know the number of the police that we do have in this country. And we know our sources of income. How do you intend to raise these monies without going back to the issues that you were actually campaigning against?
One, I've already told you that that money is there.
Where?
Okay?
Where is it?
The classified budget, which you and I don't know what it does. Okay? The classified budget, which is to the tune of 4 trillion, which you and I don't know what it does. But I want to tell you that it gets stolen it is the same money that is being used to buy off political opponents, etc., etc., should be appropriated for such causes. Okay? But again, going back to parliament, you think we have a parliament? My brother, the reason why I'm here, trying as much as possible to campaign for the Sheila Princesses of Bia, to campaign for the Salims, the Isaacs, the Jadribos, is because we want a better parliament. Our parliament is a rubber stamp. Our parliament is like a room of robbing the nation. Just recently, I'm a member of parliament, okay? But just recently, members of parliament, when Ugandans were running hungry, they did not have food, members of parliament were busy sharing money amongst themselves. It's shameful for me to even say I'm a member of parliament, because that is a rotten house which needs to be cleared. Okay? Today, I was in the same parliament, which parliament, I'm sorry to say, does not think for itself. It is strongly in the pocket of Mr. Museveni. Because Mr. Museveni fears the young people who communicate on social media, he slapped a tax on social media. Even when he knows that people communicate on social media, young people learn on social media. Ugandans are unemployed and they work out there because they are smart. They are first world brains stuck in a third world country with the third world leaders. They improvise on social media. But because he wants a poor population, he put a tax on social media. Even when our children are studying on social media using WhatsApp and Facebook, etc., he still put a tax on social media. And that same parliament passed that. And you tell me that's a parliament? Okay.
All right.
That is a rubber stamp.
All right. We are live on Radio Pacis 94.5 FM, Peace of Christ for All. But also I want to let you know that we are now connected on Radio Pacis 101.4 FM from Gulu. And all those who are listening to us from Gulu, we want to inform you that we do have Honorable Robert Chagulanyi here with us in the studio, and he is on his campaign trail. And recently, the Electoral Commission actually cleared the 11 presidential candidates to start campaigns, and this time he's in Arua, and he has also toured other districts like Nebi, like Pakwach, and now we are discussing his move for the presidency of this country. And you will be able to join us on our studio line 0793212162 or 0393273232. You will also send us a text message on 0788956494. My name is Noel, the host, and we do have a couple of guests here in the studio with us. That is Studio 1, and also there are guests in Studio 2 who have also joined us. And notably, we do have Andy Opingopi, who is the Member of Parliament contestant on Noop ticket for Aringa County. Andy, you're most welcome. All right, we are moving on with our discussions. Mebiki yon zedia tutunidi Honorable Chagulanyi be asisile ernelezo pasozo member adanse president rokan kudile kari divleri rorima dia studio wadia and amapiedo achiri area tamva aikubwami obinga madri yodi oja titi amavli akuodise maimira
our for Noel Daikogwa Marumo ba amarepe onradosi parindundu alia West Nile pere Gulua Northern Region Emigri Amaro Aikogwa Isaac, member of parliament to be Aivu East Constitution ale obi totone aivudi nze mene onradisi itsobilengba President Amadri His Excellence Robert Chagulani Sentamu aka Bobi Wine eridwatsi amabengonde sadi malia mamu eyo irini nze di oza immunity alatara rodisi imin ma eri muke ma femidria sa onradi malia dia yale
mukidingo oza tara malia tsukunisani amatoto
President amavo banomve Robert Chagulani Bobi Wine eridiatsi eyo irini nze dia pimalia eyo irini nze kulu dwarike yo inga adre ba ongo ngopi kanku musician ongo chopi Uganda dia okpo de pimalia adrendi adanisi abi adre ba number 1 ili dipi kanku ndepi ni ongo choza si Uganda de te ita disarisi ile mu adrezo president kari Amadri banomve Uganda rode otezo agbari adose kari Amadri Uganda de ma teke afa alene di zadri teke agbari atanva mane banomve mu 7 yai di teke ane afa ini mu nga dia Uganda ne ozazo dikinga karakara alori ni mwadre girkoti avita maaliasi kaniko ongongo za pimaliasi bala luki mu afa ini ochozo zingazu drisi lonu susura ngon dileriki usu azini erivini mu adiye agirkita kaniko ura bani uriki uzozo anapapi tambaza pie ngoni dileri ya zako totone inga mu ba Uganda